Hi, I'm Jill. I'm an artist. In 2023, we bought our boat Freya. We fixed her in Whitby and sailed around to Largs through the Caledonian Canal and the Crinan Canal. I did some paintings on the way. Our journey continues. Welcome aboard. Here we are back in Largs again. It's the night before Storm Kathleen comes in. Would you believe it? We're back in storms again. It feels like 5 minutes since we were trying to hide in Crinan Canal from Storm Agnes, the first named storm of the year. And it looks like we're going to be stuck in the last named storm of the year as well. So we're just going to stay in Largs for a couple of days. Here it is. We're just going to stay here and wait for the storm to finish, and probably start heading out in this direction. Over there, we'll head out in that direction on Monday. There's a nice little break on Monday, and then that'll take us down to Loch Ryan, hopefully going around the Mull of Galloway on Wednesday. Just keeping an eye on that weather now, see what Storm Kathleen does and plan it from there. That's all you can do, just keep options open, see what happens. The wind started picking up in the afternoon. Largs itself is a very sheltered area, so we knew it wouldn't be too bad. These are a few waves building on the shoreline. It gave us an indication of how bad it would be out in the open water. Absolutely whistling through. On the back of the boat it was much quieter. Shows how sheltered Largs Marina actually is. It was still enough of a wind to clatter the halyards and whistle through the rigging now. So Storm Kathleen is raging outside, and we're just tucked up in our 12-ton steel hull boat. It's times like these I'm really glad we went for the heavy boat. Outside, when you're walking along the pontoon and out with the other boats, it really feels windy, and as soon as you come inside there's just a gentle rocking side to side of the boat, and that's it. Can't really tell anything else. Might be able to hear the whistling in the background, but that's it. It's great. We're really pleased with it. The next day the sea state was still rough. With one day left we hoped it would all calm down enough for us to leave. The wind dropped off nicely, but if waves are still arriving here, I dread to think what it would be like out in the Firth of Clyde and in the Irish Sea. Okay, so we're all ready for setting off tomorrow morning. Storm Kathleen has finally finished. It's Sunday evening. We're doing the little jobs all weekend, things like putting some coat hook hangers up, little butterfly ones. These are really good because when we come in we didn't have anywhere to put immediate wet jackets apart from on the floor. So now we've actually got somewhere to hook, and it just goes straight onto the floor and into the bilge, so that's good. So as you can see, it's a lovely evening now. Blue skies, a few clouds, the wind is dropping slowly, the waves calming down outside. We've got about 12 hours until we set out, so everything should be settled down. The wind's going to drop off completely overnight, and the waves are going to die down to pretty much nothing. So what we did, another thing we did this weekend was we added some clam cleats, because when we got the boat we didn't like the look of the cleats on the boat, and when I said to the previous owner, do these all work? Of course he said yeah, and I didn't believe him. So what we've done, when we went out last time, we noticed if you tried reefing this particular cleat here, it just unlocks itself really easily by accident, and we didn't like that. And then we noticed he's already got this attached, so he obviously knew that it didn't work. So what we've done now is so that we can safely use both of the reefs without wondering whether they're going to fly open or not, and not have them go around a claw cleat so that it gets tangled if we need to undo it quickly. I've put clam cleat here and a clam cleat there, so that the reefing lines can come down, and once they're tight in there, and it's just a bit of redundancy on these old knackered ones here. So I mean, all the little bits of paper on top, that's basically when we set off sailing last year, we put a bit of masking tape on with all the names of each one, so that we weren't trying to work out which was the main halyard, which was the spare, which was the reefing, which was the topping lift. It was just written on, and obviously that's starting to wear off now. But yeah, we're going to have to replace all the running rigging at some point pretty soon. So it's in good enough nick to get round to Whitehaven, but none of the lines are chafed. But yeah, it'll do us another 150 miles, that's for certain, and then we'll change it all when we get there. But as you can see, beautiful evening, still a little bit blowy, but nowhere near as bad as last time. So we're setting off at 5 in the morning, no, 6 in the morning, between 6 and half past, to get the best jump down and the least amount of tide against us. Going down to Loch Ryan, should be fun. Well, we're motoring down to Loch Ryan yet again. The only slight breeze we have isn't enough to sail with, and the sea state is beautifully calm. And apart from a couple of hours of going against the tide, it was a calm motor down. The sun disappeared behind some misty cloud and the wind dropped off completely. We managed to avoid all the ferries in Loch Ryan and dropped anchor in Wig, a little anchorage sheltered in Loch Ryan. You can see where we skipped across the main ferry route here. This was our first time dropping anchor by ourselves. It was peaceful, tranquil and sheltered against a wind that would pick up tomorrow. Unfortunately, as usual, it got a bit windy earlier and we dragged and reset in the night. So now I really need to explain why we're being towed by the RNLI. After some investigation, we found on our way down to Loch Ryan, an engine wire had come loose and shorted. This drained all our batteries overnight and fried the alternator. We had no engine, no way of raising our anchor and chain in a steadily increasing wind. The new forecast had predicted 35 to 40 knot winds later, and that wasn't even the gusts, and we needed to get out of there. Mark cut the chain and anchor with bolt cutters, and we got towed into Stranraer by the RNLI. Another boat in the anchorage also needed help getting in. The RNLI and the Coast Guard managed to get us in ever-increasing winds. The reason the people are crouched down on the pontoon is because at this point the wind was too strong and it was too difficult to stand up. We must give an amazing thank you to them all for getting us in safely. Over the next couple of days we went through 3 mooring lines before we could move off that end pontoon. And then as soon as the weather calmed down, we moved very quickly. So much to the RNLI and the Coast Guard. Again, making sure everyone's safe. 2 boats in the anchorage we stayed at last night. Needed help to get in. 4 attempts to get onto the dock, even with the RNLI helping us. And it took quite a few people to get the other boat in as well. But everyone's in, everyone's safe. But not a nice feeling when you turn the key to start the engine to get your anchor up and nothing happens because all your batteries are dead. Time to look at the electrics, I think. So we're staying in Stranraer for now. It's a beautiful day now. Hardly any wind, sunshine. We were supposed to be sailing today, but instead we've got the engine cover off. We're pretty sure that it was the alternator's not actually doing the batteries, so something's happened between the alternator and the batteries. I've checked a lot of wiring. I did find a couple of wires. Well, I'll show you. So this, I don't know if you can see it, but that was a connection, and that to me didn't look safe, that. So I've changed it, and I don't know if you can see, it's this one here. I've put new connector on, and that's just going to go back onto there in a second. I don't know if that will make a difference. It needed doing, so I've done it. And we'll see if that's made a difference. If not, we might need a new alternator, which is fine. We can change the alternator, get a new one. But we're going to stay in Stranraer and get a few electrical things doing that we need doing, so that we can catch this sort of problem early rather than late, and what happened on Monday won't happen again. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm having a great time in this lovely weather. It's a lovely spot. It's so quiet. So yeah, can't complain. Let's just get stuck in. See you later.